Good morning, everyone. Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Walmart parking lot last night. Not the worst thing ever. It got pretty cold last night. It actually went down into like the 20s. And that's because we're up here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Since my furnace is on, van starts nice and easy. That thing has been saving me a bunch this trip. The plan for today is to go up to Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. It just seems like a really nice place to hang out along the south edge of Lake Superior. I think there should be some good dispersed camping sites up there, so I'm probably not going to rush through this part of the state. But if I camp there tonight and leave there early tomorrow, the rest of the state, like the mitten part of Michigan, that one I might expedite a little bit. We've got about 3.5 hours on the road this morning until we get over there, because right now I'm on the border of Wisconsin. So we'll just see what time allows us to do and just sort of make things up as I go, like I always do.
Head north on Country Club Road.
Goodbye, Walmart. Thank you once again for the hospitality. I'll be back soon. Oh, well, that's not great. So this is kind of what I imagined would happen. Made it all the way up here to the Pictured Rocks area, and a lot of the side roads that take you out to the shore of Lake Superior look like this highway now looks right here. Could the SATvan drive over this? Yeah, probably. I don't think it would be much of an issue. It looks like it might be like a foot or two at some parts, but it's hard packed. But as you can hear off in the distance there, looks like all these roads and trails have been taken over by snowmobiles, and I don't have a snowmobile. So, man, I don't know what to do now. This drive luckily has been beautiful. Everything sort of reminds me of the shores of Maine. Really desolate, especially at this time of year when obviously people aren't coming up here to check out the area when there's a ton of snow. So it's definitely been a nice drive. Michigan is a beautiful state for sure. I can't drive any further northeast through the Upper Peninsula, so unfortunately it looks like I'm gonna have to backtrack a little bit and find another route around this area. Before I start driving again, I'm starving, so I'm gonna have some lunch. I purposely skipped the other peninsula up here, which I drove past this morning because I knew it would be pretty similar to this. I knew I was pressing my luck coming here, but whatever. I'm literally just parked in the middle of the highway right now, and I'm gonna have lunch. After about 2.5 hours, I'm no longer in the Upper Peninsula. Kind of a bummer that a lot of stuff up there was closed. Mostly everything had a sign that said reopening in spring, even like rest stops and little scenic area pull-offs, but it's kind of what I expected around this time of year. One thing that's been pretty cool about this trip is that I have now seen all of the Great Lakes, all 5 of them. In the process of that, I came across Lake Superior and then down across the top side of Lake Michigan, and then we crossed the bridge to get into the mitten part, or the mainland part of Michigan. Off to the left was Huron, but that bridge. I've been across a lot of bridges, including the Golden Gate Bridge over in San Francisco, and that was honestly probably one of the most impressive bridges that I've driven over. The thing was massive, and it was pretty cool to see all of that desolate, frozen lake area out there. Speaking of lakes, this right here is Little Bass Lake. I found this spot on the iOverlander app. The road I came in on is just right there. I got service here, and I think this is where I'm going to call it a night tonight. It is still pretty early in the evening. It's only about 5 o'clock, but I'm starving, so let's head into the van and try to whip something up. What up? Welcome to the Cooking in the Van show. Today I'm making some loaded baked potato pierogies, and then I have a bunch of other random stuff here. Probably gonna make like a tuna melt too. Very exciting, I know. If you guys want to follow along at home, go right ahead. Gonna start by getting our pan up to temp. Let's put that on, yeah, 5. 5's fine. Get a little canola oil in the pan there, that way these things don't stick. Now I'm gonna squeeze as many of these babies into the pan as I can, because I'm starving. And we'll squeeze 6, because these are gonna shrink after you fry them up a little bit. While those pierogies are starting to cook, we're gonna work on the tuna. You guys have seen me do this a million times. Bumblebee Tuna is still not a sponsor. They should be, but they're not. This stuff is easy to make and it's delicious at the same time. Got some jalapeno tuna today. Just gonna do a little squirt of mayo, a little squirt of sweet relish, a lot of black pepper. I like black pepper in my tuna. I just mix all that up right here in the package. That way you're not making any extra dirty dishes, because you gotta conserve water when you're in a van. Start flipping these pirogues until they turn golden brown all over. Shouldn't take very long. Pierogies are done. Pull all these suckers off. Bread in the same pan. A little bit of tuna on there. A little bit of cheese. I only have shredded cheese, don't judge me. I'll let that melt. Give this a little flip. Woo. And then that'll be done in about a minute. And there we have it. Tuna melt and some loaded baked potato pierogies. I'm gonna try some of these pierogies. Never actually had these before. Typically stick with the OG pierogies, but can't go wrong with the loaded baked potato, right? Super good. All right, guys, dinner was pretty good. Got a nice hot shower afterwards. And while I was showering, I just remembered that I haven't really updated my push pin map in a while. I noticed that some pins like fell out or probably getting bumped by the bed and everything. I did go to the Grand Tetons. This one around Minneapolis, I skied 2 mountains there in the past few days, so probably just gonna put one right in the middle of that. Right about there looks good. And then after skiing, I went way up to north of the Mississippi, where it's not even considered the Mississippi. And I camped right around there. Last night, I camped right over here. Pictured Rocks, those were closed, but I did drive through this entire section. Got to see Superior, Michigan, and Huron all in one day. I already saw Ontario in the past when I was up in Toronto. And of course, I saw Lake Erie a bunch of times. I did also visit my friend over in this area of Illinois. And right now, I'm camping that area of Michigan right there. So this is what the map is looking like now. All the red pins are places that I've been, visited, camped, filmed something, whatever. all of these were blue pins in the past, and we're really getting close to putting one in Ohio. There are still a few blue pins over here just because I have family and like random things that I wanted to see, but since I'm on the East Coast a lot, I didn't do a lot of those because I know I can get to them at pretty much any time. So now I think I'm going to try to get some editing done, edit some photos as well, and get ready for the trip tomorrow. Thinking about coming pretty much right down the center of Michigan, visiting a friend in Ohio. I'm actually not going to go directly back to Pennsylvania, so if you guys want to see where I end up after Ohio, consider clicking subscribe, because I make new videos every single week. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.